Okay, guys, I just went to Armageddon today. It was awesome. I'm going to get some blue tack because tomorrow, they said I can get some blue tack because I can put up my Deadpool and Wolverine poster, and it's got that Avengers one where got the Dark Avengers as well as the Light Avengers going against each other. So we've got the film, but it's both wrapped up in here, and it was a good day. Now, I was watching, as per usual, I don't watch all recordings, but the ones that are like 20 minutes or thereabouts or less, I'll watch from Ryan Kelly, and he released a recording today about this guy. RFK, the Junior discusses findings of CDC autism survey. Now, the vacant autism numbers are increasing, but the thing is, we just fell through the cracks. So he basically thinks that I haven't listened to this yet. I'm listening to it now, but he basically thinks that autism is a plague, right? Is it an encouragement to other autistic people out there? Okay, the most resistance comes before the breakthrough. See, when I grew up, they were learning about it, but they didn't know anything. So most people, if they don't have autism themselves, or if they're not in a romantic relationship with someone who has autism, or if they don't have any kids or nieces or nephews who have autism, whatever they have been taught by the time they're a teenager or when they're a teenager is, unless those things change, unless the experience change, their opinions of autistic people is going to stay, whatever that is. So now they're preaching autism acceptance, which means autism acceptance is not, they say autism awareness. Yeah, there's a lot more awareness, but it's more like, it's not as, they still know nothing in comparison to us. But the thing is even then it's like, how can we fix you? How can we fix you so you could be normal? Well, with this acceptance thing, that's different. So obviously there is no I'm able to work full-time jobs and all that type of stuff, and but I just anyway, they're now preaching to kids about acceptance, so there is no acceptance, but that's what it'll be building, just like awareness. When I was a kid, it was built so much, and they still know nothing in comparison to those who don't have autistic kids or nieces or nephews or autism themselves, or have never been in a romantic relationship with an autistic person. They know a lot more than what they used to, but they still know nothing in comparison to us. That is those who have autistic kids and nieces and nephews, and people who have autism themselves, and people who's been in a years worth of romantic relationship with one. There are 27,777 for every million. When you try and suppress something so hard, the natural thing to happen is for it to grow stronger and more persistent and rise. Right? That's what's happened with certain things, and autistic people are no different. The biggest resistance comes before the breakthrough. Our lives will be improving. The fight that this generation has put up and is continuing to put up. Autistic people of this generation, ADHD people of this generation. And I don't like to speak because I used to have people, I used to get annoyed that these people had good intentions of how we're going to fix you because you need this, and it was just wrong. So there's other ones too, or these other neurodiversities too, but I don't want to be giving out misguided information or, you know what I mean?
Tracking 30,000 children from birth to age 8.
So, the biggest resistance comes before the breakthrough.
Analysis. The study conducted 9 separate screenings covering neurology, psychology, speech.
The breakthrough is whatever it is that gives
every developmental quirk
us and future generations of people like us the best life possible. Best life possible where they have all their needs met. Psychological, emotional, mental, psychological, but it's also different aspects. Spiritual, spiritual and emotional are very closely tied, but there's certain aspects that make it different to each other. And then there's physical health, financial stability, and relational health with good relationships and stuff. The goal, so whatever that looks like for the best life for whatever level they're at, level 1, 2, 3. Remember, the biggest resistance comes before the breakthrough.
Because this myth was already becoming pervasive, the myth of
epidemic denial
was already becoming pervasive in the mainstream media. The California legislature directed the Mind Institute at UC Davis to answer the question, and Irva Hertz-Pichota was a highly esteemed scientist, neurology, and epidemiologist, came back with a definitive answer: the epidemic is real. Only a very, very small portion of it can be changed to better can be charged to better recognition or better diagnosis.
Autism is an epidemic.
I want to say a couple of other things. There are many, many other studies that affirm this, and instead of listening to this canard of epidemic denial, all you have to do is start reading science.
Anyone doesn't agree with them,
the answer is very clear.
Academic denial.
And this is catastrophic for our country.
Oh, it's catastrophic.
There's a recent study by Blaxel et al. And a team of other researchers that said that the cost of treating autism in this country by 2035, so within 10 years, will be $1 trillion a year. This is added to already astronomical healthcare costs. And then there's an individual injury. These
how many trillions they seem to war?
We know it's an environmental exposure. It has to be. Genes do not cause epidemics. They can provide a vulnerability. You need an environmental
comes from genes, 100% genes.
Irva Hertz-Pichota pointed out that because of this mythology.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on about. Anyways.
The